Like, he puts pressure on guys without throwing too many punches, and then starts to figure holes out, and the way he can explode and move in with one shot, my God.
Yeah, he very explosive. He's very explosive, man.
Shakur sees that. He's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Teo takes a big step in. Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding because he has great eyes. You know, great eyes, understands boxing very well and movements.
1. Joe Rogan is visibly stunned by Shakur Stevenson's ripped physique ahead of his clash with Teófimo López. He highlights Stevenson's elite defensive instincts and rare fighting IQ, calling his skill set exceptional. Rogan notes that Shakur's peak physical condition enhances his speed, balance, and efficiency in the ring, reinforcing his status as a truly special athlete.
All since Floyd Mayweather.
Yeah.
His defense was incredible.
Yeah. Defense, and he stayed, and that guy was putting the guy from Golden Boy, I can't remember his name, who he fought, but was just a good fighter and was really pressuring him. And Shakur stayed in the pocket.
Yeah.
He stayed in the pocket.
He also said he's not
calling him a runner before.
Anymore.
He's not a runner, yeah.
But he said after that fight, I'm not going to fight that way anymore. He said I took too many shots.
Oh, really?
Yeah, because he wanted to like put on a show and show everybody he's not just a runner. He could stand in the pocket. Right. Then he's like, why am I doing this? I'll box the shit out of these motherfuckers.
Yeah. I mean, he's a silver medalist, that guy.
Yeah. Oh, he's elite. He's elite. Yeah. And just one of the best, like, as far as...
Shakur Stevenson's training camp reflects total focus, structure, and professionalism. Every session is carefully designed to sharpen his defense, increase speed, and refine technique. His coaches stress precision, conditioning, and tactical awareness, ensuring he is prepared for every possible scenario. This commitment shows not only in his physical form, but also in his mental resilience, making Stevenson a complete and dangerous competitor. Tim Bradley analyzes the matchup by breaking down the stylistic contrast between Teófimo López and Shakur Stevenson. López thrives on explosive twitch-based movements that generate sudden, devastating power, often using brief pauses to disguise his attacks. Stevenson, by contrast, is a master of distance control, positioning, and timing. Bradley emphasizes that footwork will be critical. Stevenson's ability to disrupt López's rhythm and stay one step ahead could neutralize López's raw explosiveness. The clash of precision versus power makes this fight especially compelling.
The feet is what gets you in position to be able to land those shots. You know, footwork is extremely important. When I look at both these guys, and I look at Shakur's footwork, I look at Teo's footwork, and what I noticed about Teo's footwork in particular is that in order to be able to throw with the amount of power that he has, you know, I've noticed with Teo, there's always a subtle pause before he actually explodes. And Teo's a guy that likes to explode into contact, like to explode into his opponents, man, to land his offense. You know, fast, you know, twitchy type muscles, you know, fibers, you know, he's extremely fast. You know, some may say that, you know, his twitchiness kind of reminds him of like Roy Jones' type of, you know, movements, how quick he's able to close that distance on his opposition. However, he's in there with a guy that is a master at controlling distance. That's like he's a master at literally, you know, getting in his position, right, in the position where he wants to be and taking away your positioning. And with doing so, he takes away your feet, you know, and that's why I think feet are going to be extremely important in this. You know, if you can keep your opponent off balance, for instance, let me just give you an example. It's like Teo explodes. There's a subtlety before he explodes with his offense. And as soon as Shakur sees that, he's anticipating something to come. He knows he's going to explode in. So what does Shakur do? Tio takes a big step in, Shakur takes a big step back. You know, again, always understanding because he has.
Ryan Garcia confidently backs Shakur Stevenson to win, citing his superior speed, defensive awareness, and ring intelligence. Garcia believes Stevenson's composure under pressure and ability to adapt mid-fight give him a decisive edge, even against a dangerous opponent like Lopez. According to Garcia, if Stevenson executes his strategy with discipline, his blend of agility, accuracy, and tactical thinking should carry him to victory.
Real boxing guys in this thing.
Yo, who you got, Shakur or Tio?
I got Shakur Stevenson beat him.
You got Shakur? You don't think Tio's gonna win?
Nah, bro. Nah,
Damn, bro, I'm not gonna lie.
That's
I got
crazy.
Tio too, bro.
You guys got Tio? How much you guys want to bet, bro?
I got Tio.
How much you guys want to bet anytime?
Bet, bro. I don't got money compared to you.
Nah, I'll bet. Hey, I'll bet in your tax bracket, bro.
100. Let's do 100.
I'll bet 100, bro. Let's
bet 100.
Despite the praise, Stevenson faces criticism heading into the Lopez fight. Some analysts question his recent performances and the overall strength of his resume compared to fighters like Gervonta Tank Davis, who has proven himself against elite competition. Critics argue that wins over opponents such as Zepeda lack the impact needed to fully validate Stevenson's dominance. There is concern that relying heavily on defense and movement against a fast, powerful fighter like Lopez could limit his offensive output. This bout will test whether Stevenson's style can withstand sustained pressure and explosive power.
Hoisting up Shakur Stevenson, his resume is not really that deep if we're really being fair. And I would challenge y'all to compare it to Gervonta Tank Davis's resume and then really look at who they were, look at Tank's frame, look at Shakur's frame, and tell me what looks to be more special. But here you got Shakur being hoisted up and praised nonstop, but then a lot of the same analysts, when they talk about Tank, they're like, oh, man, Tank's disappointing and Tank needs to fight someone and his resume is not that good. Who on Shakur's resume is just this world beater? People always talk about, oh, Tank don't have Hall of Famers and don't have good fighters. Ryan Garcia is a dangerous fight. He has one of the best left hooks in the game. He was undefeated. Undefeated fighters could be stubborn, and he's definitely bigger than Tank. Even Shakur, he would probably be bigger than Shakur, but it would at least be closer. So for me, it is more impressive seeing the smaller guy like Tank produce that type of punch and power and being there with the giants and guys like Frank Martin. To me, I would rather have seen Shakur, Frank Martin, like they were supposed to fight, but it fell apart over money, than the fight with Zepeda. Especially, like I said, Zepeda coming off 2 performances where he arguably lost both, if not one of them, and was exposed and dropped in the fight. You know, Teófimo, I think that's a good name for Shakur Stevenson, but the fight hasn't happened yet. So we have to see what it is. But all this talk about Zepeda being, who was that good? Robinson Conceição really should have lost to O'Shaquie Foster. They rematched, and then he did lose. He's cool. And he lost to Valdez before Shakur fought him, and Shakur missed weight.
Shakur Stevenson explains that his motivation comes from constantly pushing beyond his comfort zone. He seeks challenges that test him physically and mentally, viewing each fight as an opportunity to evolve. His mindset fuels disciplined training, strategic preparation, and continuous learning. For Stevenson, success is not just about winning, but about growth, becoming sharper, smarter, and more versatile with every fight.
I think I'm going to capitalize off those mistakes.
But, bro, what is it about you that has you, looking at a fighter that you know is the truth and then saying, I want to fight him? It seems like it should be normal if you're a fighter, right? But that stuff is dying off in the game right now. And I feel like you one of the last of the dying breed that actually want real challenges.
Yeah, I'm competitive, bro. So it's I want to be the best. So when I see certain guys out there, and I seen Tio his last fight, I was there front row, and I'm like, damn, this dude is he like a baby Roy. He doing things with his hands down, flashy. And I thought it was cool. So it kind of made me want to get in a ring with him and see if he could do them things against my style.
Your last fight was against William Zepeda in July, and you fought a totally different way. It wasn't the easiest way or the best way to fight, but I think it was good for you and your development because it not only sent a message to the rest of the division, one up, your division at that time, and then the one above you, but it sent a message to the fans. But I think it also did something for you to prove to yourself that, man, listen, that wasn't like my best performance, but I showed you I can get it out the mud. What did that performance kind of do for you now that you look back at it?
Honestly, I think like styles wise, I think that Zepeda's style is the style that's supposed to give me the most trouble. Like guys that box and give me time to think is the guys that's gonna have a fit with me all night. But the guys who press me and put me against some ropes and throw a million punches, that's the style that's supposed to give me trouble. So I went out there and I prevailed against that style, and now I'm fighting against a boxer, which for me it just makes it more fun. I don't have to deal with a guy that's trying to like wear me down so much.
Right.
So now I gotta play chess. I gotta do what I do best, play chess. So
Stevenson's strong sense of accountability sets him apart as a professional. He trains and fights with purpose, fully aware that every decision impacts the outcome. However, facing Teófimo López presents a unique challenge. López's speed can disrupt even the most calculated defensive plans. Stevenson must remain alert, adaptable, and respectful of López's pace. Victory will depend on balancing discipline with real-time adjustments, ensuring confidence does not turn into complacency as he executes his game plan against one of the fastest fighters in the division.
Will rise to the occasion and be prepared for that fight. So I feel like Shakur has to keep that fight in the middle of the ring, use his counter ability. But if Teo's speed is a problem, I think Shakur is going to run into a lot of problems. But if Shakur is the faster fighter with the good reflexes to counter, he'll be fine, I think. But, Teo says a lot of crazy things that, a lot of us don't agree with. But at the end of the day, the dude can fight. His last performance, he showed him that his levels to this, right? López is on a whole different, I'll say, category when it comes to boxing that Shakur is at. I think this is a great fight. I'm going to go ahead and give my prediction. If these two fight, it's going to be kind of like a Floyd versus Zab Judah-ish, or I'm going to say Zab Judah. I know Zab Judah is a different fighter than López, but I think what's going to happen is going to become a chess match. Who can counter who? López, I think, will get hit early and start respecting Shakur's power. I think Shakur will keep everything to the middle of the ring and be able to adjust with his movements, his counter ability, and his defense. Like, he's able to make those adjustments that are very similar to Floyd. So I'm going to go with Shakur on this one. But you cannot sleep on López because he comes to fight. The fight that he shocked me was against Lomachenko. He came ready for war. And I think Shakur, he's starting to, get fights that are kind of setting him up for these mega fights, and he'll be prepared for that. I don't see Shakur beating Tank. I'm going to tell y'all why. Tank, speed, and ability to get inside, I think, is going to give Shakur a lot of problems. But if Shakur could keep things in the middle of the ring, he should be fine. It's all going to be up to what Shakur, how he wants to fight it. I wouldn't have him going on ropes again, and I don't blame him for moving more in his next few fights, because that last fight, he didn't move too much and gave us. We just wanted to see him fight, right? And we know he could fight, but you can't.